area tomorrow.
Is there any narrative that you have been able to piece together about what exactly happened? We have information about the weaponry, we have information about the victims, we have information about people in different states now being questioned. Is there any story that answers the big question, which is why?
No, police, 20 children killed in a school shooting.
To do between Newtown and State Police detectives, we're working together. We will leave no stone unturned. We're going to go back as far as we need to go. We'll uncover every bit of information we need to uncover, and we'll try to answer the question as to why. We consider an investigation like this, number one, to be massive, and number two, it's like a big puzzle. We've got to put all the pieces together to try and draw a picture as to how and why this occurred.
There have been reports that the shooter, I know you are not naming him, but he has been named in some reports, had a personality disorder, or in some descriptions, a mental disorder. Can you confirm that?
We can. We can't discuss at this point in time anything to do with any of the victims or any of the deceased whatsoever until we're prepared to do so. We anticipate that will be tomorrow, but we would rather, for investigatory reasons, withhold that information at this time.
When will you allow parents to go and get the bodies of their children?
We can confirm. We're very early into the investigation, but it's obviously a very sensitive matter. We have to make sure we're right.
Absolutely horrible and brutal for people who are still waiting to see those that they lost.
Crazy.
Thank you for talking to us. Lieutenant Vance and Lieutenant Cinco, both with the state police and with the Newtown police as well. As you can imagine, Anderson, the tone here is just terrible and so sad and just fraught with grief as well. We're going to continue to talk to some people who are just still grappling and trying to understand what exactly happened here today. I want to send it back to you, though.
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's something we can ever truly understand, that we can get as many details as we can, and we are trying to do that. And we're trying to do that with as much respect for those in mourning and for that community as possible. It is impossible to fathom what the people of Newtown are going through, in particular the parents and the siblings and the family members of the children whose little lives were taken today. So many lives today lost, and so many more lives forever changed. Friends and neighbors, even complete strangers, have gathered and continue to at this hour to hold one another, to cry, to pray, to remember. This a vigil tonight at a local church. Jason Carroll is there and joins us now. Jason, you've been outside. What have people been saying to you? What has the mood been like?
Here at St. Rose Lima Church, Anderson, the people here, the hundreds who are gathered outside that you see behind me, simply because there wasn't enough room inside the church, they are stunned. I mean, there's no other word for it. They are stunned. They are hurt. They're here because they are leaning on each other for support. When you're hurt so badly like this, you turn to your loved ones, you turn to your family, and in some cases, you turn to your faith. And that's what we're seeing. That's what's happening outside as this vigil continues through the night. In talking to the people here, even in trying to get to where we were, Anderson, we passed a Starbucks. A woman got out of the car next to me. She was in tears. And then we went by a restaurant. A woman was outside there, her husband, a young boy. They were very upset. And then as we came down the road here where this church is, I saw a woman. She was just walking down the street. She looked like she was just stunned, just completely stunned. She was just crying and just wandering down the street. So even before we got to even close to the scene of where it had happened, you knew how deeply hurt this community was by what had happened. And that's what we're seeing happening outside here. This is a very close community. So it's no surprise, Anderson, that a number of the people that you see behind me knew some of these children, knew some of the faculty at the school, and in fact, we ran into one man who was here tonight, knew the principal of the school, Dawn Lafferty Hawksprung, talked about her, saying how much she loved the school, loved her children. I just want you to listen to what he had to say about her. Well, let me just tell you that in terms of what he had to say, it was that this was a woman who cared very deeply, not just about the school that she had worked since June of 2010, but also that she cared very deeply about the students, cared very deeply about her job. It was very tough for him to take, and that's why he and so many others are here tonight. Anderson?
And Jason, I know you got a chance to talk to the deacon in the community as well.
Oh, that's true. Deacon Cinto, in fact, he is helping out in the vigil tonight. And before things got underway, I said, what have you been doing? He said, Jason, literally nearly 100 people have come to the church doors so far today looking for support, looking for comfort in any sort of way. And he talked about one little girl, a 6-year-old girl who he knew, who was killed in the shooting. And he said how deeply that had affected him. So not only is he hurt, Anderson, but he's got to be the pillar of strength for the community and try and provide strength at the same time while he's trying to heal. Anderson?
And what can you say? What can you say to a parent who's lost a child? Jason, thanks. As word spread throughout the state today, so did the shock and the horror, and now, of course, the grieving.
You can never be prepared for this kind of incident. What has happened, what has transpired at that school building will leave a mark on this community and every family impacted. I only ask that all of our fellow citizens here in the United States and around the world who have already offered their assistance, remember all of the victims in their prayers.
Connecticut's governor earlier today. His main responsibility now, of course, is the investigation along with local and federal authorities. And again, we're emphasizing we do not want to give undue attention to the killer who committed these murders. We do not want to be part of helping history remember his name. We want the victims to be remembered. That being said, we do believe it's important to understand whatever we can about this person, about this crime, how we came to this point. Handling your coverage of the investigation. What's the latest, Susan, you're hearing from law enforcement sources?
Well, hi, Anderson. We're trying to get down to the bottom of a bit more about this man, this shooter. Adam Lanza, 20 years old. We know, according to our sources, that when he came to that school, he was armed with 3 guns. He was wearing what is described to me as black battle fatigues and a military vest. Now, where did he get these 3 guns and what kind were they? The 3 guns were 2 handguns, a Glock, and a Sig Sauer, as well as a .223, what's called a Bushmaster. Now, this is a semi-automatic gun. We've got photographs of the type of weapon it is. We understand from our sources that these guns were all registered belong to his mother who was also killed. Now, the mother's body was found in the house where a family home here in this area. We don't know much more about Adam Lanza. We do know that his brother Ryan, who's a bit older, 24 years old, he was taken into custody for questioning. He is not being called a suspect, but he was in Hoboken, New Jersey when they brought him in for questioning. That's where he lives, to try to find out what, if anything, he knew about this, what he could tell them about his brother, what information he can give about his background. And police also question their father. He still lives in this area. He is divorced from his wife, who was one of the victims here, and he has remarried. So he, too, is being questioned by police to try to shed some light on Adam Lanza and why this tragedy happened. Anderson?
Susan, thanks very much. We're starting to hear some inspiring reports about how the teachers at Sandy Hook Elementary School handled this unimaginable trauma. Caitlin Roig is a first-grade teacher, and when she heard gunfire, she rushed 15 children, 6 and 7-year-olds, into a small bathroom, barricaded it with a bookshelf. She told the kids that there were bad guys outside and they had to wait for the good guys. She said when the children started crying, she would hold their faces in her hands and tell them it was going to be okay. Told them, "Show me your smile." That's what she would say. The kids told her just heartbreaking things while they were huddled in that bathroom. They said they wanted to go home for Christmas. They wanted to hug their moms. Caitlin Rowe, clearly an extraordinary teacher, an extraordinarily human being, told ABC News what happened next.
I need you to know that I love you all very much and that it's going to be okay, because I thought that was the last thing they were ever going to hear. I thought we were all going to die.